be or not to be, right? Innovate or die. I'm leading the innovation lab at Hamlet, but it's not the Shakespeare one. Hamlet is doing valves, fittings, and industrial flow solutions, actually for 50 years, 70 years. We started actually doing a metal part for the shoe industry, and we had to reinvent ourselves to move into valves and fittings, and when Intel moved to Israel, we moved into the ultra-clean valves, and we continuously reinvented ourselves. Producing valves, fittings, these are the items that we do. We design, fabricate, and produce everything from the small fitting to a full cascade of gases. I saw some of the pictures from Air Liquid and even the talk before us. Some of the products in the images were from Hamlet. We operate mainly in semiconductor and oil and gas. We have two big pillars there, but our products can be seen everywhere in the heart of industrial flow system, industrial heart systems. We operate in 50 countries, have 14 subsidiaries, 6 manufacturing plants, where the largest one is in Israel. It's hundreds of CNC machines. Oh, I think you put the PDF, the technical people. This is not a presentation, so we're missing the videos and everything. In any case, our facility has hundreds of CNC machines, robotics, coating system, surface treatment area, clean rooms, and ultra clean rooms. I hope we can move to this is the right presentation, because I actually prepared a lot of videos of real use cases of how we took our factory and tried different implementation as part of an innovation lab, from cobots, AI, augmented reality, and that's the whole point. But how do you drive innovation in a traditional manufacturing that is difficult to change? It's very difficult, especially if it's a metal part, and a company at our size, $160 million, usually do not hold a corporate venture capital. They do not hold a strong, large innovation team because simply there's no resource. So what does a company our size do? And regarding product, yeah, Dale or anybody in the technical team, can you switch the presentation? There's a mistake in the presentation. Because this is the PDF for share. It would be a shame. In any case, as we are a valve producer, and it's a metal part, eventually it's a metal part. With Industry 4.0, we knew we have to integrate connectivity, sensors, communication, AI directly in the valve itself that goes and sits in industrial places. And in a 10-month program, we actually did it. We integrated a variety of different sensors. I didn't know about it, but below you can see there are two, also PTC and Siemens. There's even I saw a slide there about what we did. How do you drive innovation in a traditional environment? I believe you have to open the company. Okay, so it's not strategy. We all heard about starting small, finding a good ROI, and we'll get to it. But our strategy was opening the company, opening innovation, opening it for technology companies, competitors, even competitors, anybody who can help us and bring us some ideas. The company dedicated a team and a team leader that would go research, learn, meet with startups, meet with companies, find what are the capabilities out there, what are the needs internally, what can we bridge, and that's what I'm doing most of the time, meeting a lot of the startups, going to a lot of the manufacturing plants, seeing companies that are manufacturing similar to us, different to us, smaller than us, bigger than us, and almost every week I'm going to a factory to see what ticks them, what's their problem, what's their real problems. I see you're looking for it, good. 1150, yeah, it's this one. No. Yeah, the presentation. This one, yes. Click, double click. Yeah, that's one. Let me switch for this one. It's worth it because you're going to see videos of stuff that we actually did. Oh, I see this is not working yet, so I'll wait for them. In any case, we went and we saw many different factories, see what's working out for them, what's not working out for them. We invited in many startups, academic centers, and others. We established relationship with almost any university and college in Israel. Had 7 different internship programs, R&D progress, and others. We generated a proof of concept of how we took the valve itself, integrated a startup that had sensors, worked together with Mentographic and Siemens, a full free partnership to develop an end-to-end solution, a smart industrial valve. We saw it's working, and then we moved to the next level. We hired a hardware engineer. We developed our own platform. And then I see it's working, one moment. Sorry for this. It jumps really fast. Operating many countries. Just so you see a little bit about the factory. It's hundreds of CNC machines, really a coating system. We already use a lot of robotics and washing system and clean rooms and everything. The valve, this is the valve. We made it a smart valve. And I'm going to show you, moving very fast, some of the items. These are some of the universities we started to work with, brought in some new ideas. This is the prototype I mentioned. Simply using a free evaluation board that we got, duct tape, connecting it, showing that it produces value. We presented it in an exhibition together with Samsung. And then 6 months later or 8 months later, after hiring and bringing in capabilities we didn't have, we presented at the last Hanover at 3 different booths, at 2 of Siemens and 1 of Amazon, showing a full connected valve that can connect to different protocols and generate real value. It's really leapfrogging from a stupid valve, very sophisticated mechanical engineering and surface area, but suddenly the valve can operate by itself. It can sense the media that passes through it. It can feel the pressure. It uses AI to understand its health. It can automatically shut itself according to different use cases that you want. We had a really huge exposure for it, and I'm going to move forward. Just to show you a little bit of value, imagine you're building a flow system, and you have connecting many different sensors to it, with the fittings and the weldings and all the wiring to a different PLC. Why not have everything inside the valve? Okay, this is a demo kit that we showed that, okay, after we developed a platform, we can integrate it to any one of our thousands of products. So we see here a valve that goes through the semiconductor on the left, and the middle, this is a simple ball valve. And this ball valve shows a use case that it would automatically equalize the pressure. And it would do automatically, with Amazon, we showed automatically how it would detect leakage. Or in this case, would also indicate the health of the valve itself, because we would know when it's open, when it's closed, how much time it took to open, and how much time it took to close. We did all this with open innovation. Regarding manufacturing, our immediate ROI projects was imaging and robotics. This is what we saw immediate value. We produce millions, tens of millions of items every year, and they all went through manual inspection. Using AI, smart lenses, and automation, we were able to automate the whole process. What you're seeing on the right is a screw, like our product, being captured from above, opened, and then you can analyze the malfunction of it. We build a whole system, obviously, that can fit to a variety of different products. It uses AI. You saw some machines like these really 30 years ago. Well, not AI and image recognition, but in our place, it saved a lot in a relatively short time using the imaging, robotics, the machine packages, labels, counts, separates, everything. In terms of robotics, we brought in robotic companies inside and have them compete between themselves and show different use cases. Every time, we brought in all the management and all the key holders to have their ideas. In this case, it was a robotic for replacing a manual task, intensive of putting and placing items inside a machine. I think it worked perfect, the demo unit, but still, politics, fear from something new. The head of engineering here said that these robots are not industrial, and we went on the conventional robot that did the same thing. We were able to reduce its price significantly, but it's very, very not flexible, and I prefer the cobot. We took a very manual-intensive task, which I'm sure many of you have. Okay, and I want to touch the point that somebody asked here about the human subject. This is a 12.5-hour job, day after day after day, then 1 day vacation, and then night after night after night, 12.5 hours. This is real jobs. And we wanted to see if we can replace it with a cobot. As an innovation lab, we simply ask the cobot's resellers to lend us the robots to evaluate them. We did a comparison between the both and even published it on the LinkedIn and got some more offers to integrate a solution inside. It's all about opening the company. The interesting use case about the cobot, here you see a metal wood. This is what we tested. We took the intern from Singapore, worked on the robot to try to optimize the program. He did the whole thing, and it's working. The interesting thing is, the plant manager of this plant worked with me very well to integrate it. The minute we finished, the robot is working, showing the first demo. It was a Thursday. In Israel, Friday, Saturday is like vacation. The minute we finished to put the robot, the plant manager said, oh, this is awesome. Now, take it off. Okay, and we'll do it manually, because I still don't know how to operate the robot so well. Obviously, we didn't do it. We put the robot back inside, and they learned how to use it. And the worker before, this guy, the worker you saw that did the manual stuff, he was completely against it at the beginning. Now, every time there's a problem with the robot, I immediately get a call from him. He was doing this. Now he sees he's not going to be replaced. Nobody's going to replace workers. I think that's the biggest lie, and I'm going to touch about it later. We are hiring 100 people every year. Only 16 are going to stay at the end of the year. We have problems hiring people. So there's no fear for him losing the job. We brought in, here's a demo unit of entering and extracting from a CNC machine. Oh, it's not playing. In any case, this is a demo that we created in 3 hours. A guy came with the cobot, put it in front of the machine, and it's basically, too bad it's not working. It's taking a part off the machine, opening the door, putting the part inside the machine, clicking the buttons, really straightforward. We're going to order it. A conventional robot with the cage and everything is almost double the price. And 3 hours implementation to prove that it works is amazing, I think. We constantly do it. We bring in AVGs and the cobots and AI and others to integrate them inside, always bringing the key holders and deciding to move forward or not move forward. We mapped more than 250 industrial startups. Okay, and I see you're taking a picture. If you want, you can log to me on LinkedIn. We published it. There's a link below. There's a short bit.ly, but there's a link for my LinkedIn to a full list of the whole 250s. These are only early-stage startups. The reason that we looked for early-stage startups is because they would work for free, in a sense, with us. We figured out that startups are good for us. Not only we are a customer, we could be a good customer, but we have a network of suppliers, customers. Hamlet itself is a daughter company of a holding company that has another 53 industrial facilities. And we are the only innovation hub for all of them. So we can drive that startup to all our facilities or to our customers and so on. We went ahead and signed agreements with a lot of the partners we started to work, technology companies, academic centers, to gain and give value for the startups. What does that mean? PTC, which by the way, we had a chance to integrate our machines into the ThingWorks via Kepler. It's amazing, it's very fast. I recommend you. But PTC gives credits for the startups. If they want them, they can use the cloud, they can use the ThingWorks, Kepler. Amazon gives them crediting on the cloud. Renaissance and STMicron provide them chips and so on. Arrow is building an electronic station inside the lab. We signed an agreement with all of them, and we applied for a governmental grant, okay, that would allow us to invest in 4 and 6 startups a year. Every startup has a 12-month program. Okay, they get funding. This money is equivalent to about 300,000 euros. Okay, of actual cash that goes into their bank account. And as I mentioned before, we signed an agreement with a lot of partners. They're getting additional $200,000 of services, free credits on the cloud, free office space, which we're going to build a nice WeWork environment inside the factory itself. The advanced manufacturing, they're using the manufacturing to solve the problems and to help us. We're providing them mentoring. Check out the hackathon downstairs. Talk with the people. Talk with the innovators. You'll see that most of the time, the product market fit is not well. They don't really know the problems. Not all of the startups came out from a factory. Most of them are trying to simply solve a problem with what they know. They know machine learning well. Maybe they can do anomalies for the machine without actually doing it enough. So we'll give that playing ground for them. Ecosystem, we talked about it, and access to their first customers. Remember that our product sits at the core of many industrial facilities. We are an approved vendor in a variety of different industries, and the relationship with R&D people in those companies are crucial for the startup. We already took a startup who developed a nice cylinder for the H2 market, hydrogen market. Okay, and we were able to sit with this with R&D people from Air Liquide in France. A startup can never do that, at least not fast. What are we looking for? Obviously, anything that we can implement in our manufacturing. Okay, so any smart valves, fittings, H2O, this is something that we would want to invest. But anything that is Industry 4.0 is also on our radar. And this is the point of the whole innovation lab, to make our factory smarter. Let's take one example. Training process of our new employees. The training process is crazy. It takes about 5 months, and it's a simple one, for an operator here to properly operate a multi-million-dollar machine, right, to operate it properly. And usually, we take somebody who knows what he's doing, right? Somebody is an expert, off of the manufacturing, he's not producing now, and he's training a new worker. And if you remember properly, there's 90% chance that this worker won't stay here next year. So he's wasting his time, he's wasting the worker time. Maybe we can improve it. Usually the workers get lectures, reading. This is the learning pyramid. Shows how an employee goes from zero, a non-active, passive learner, to really teaching others and learning the materials by teaching others. Along the bottom, you would see that practice by doing helps you learn much more. Augmented reality is exactly that. This is why we chose to invest in Real-Life 3D. They are a platform for easy creation of content on real life, on augmented reality. Okay, what does that mean? Some people here know a website called Wix? No? Okay, anyway. It's easy creation of the content. So you can, anybody, any HR or the person who is in charge on a technical training can generate the training, the content. And then a user would first see from a simulated expert what he needs to do. By the way, see the smile of the worker, right? It's not like the traditional smile from the training. At first, the worker sees, and we built the complete training on virtual. So first he sees it on virtual. He doesn't touch the machine. We don't take time from the expert. This is a guy from HR showing him the virtual, the machine, and the whole process. Then he jumps to the workstation on the machine. Okay, imagine that relevant information pops up as you see it. And I definitely recommend you to see some of the use cases. I saw like 2 or 3 HoloLens below. See the different use cases. I think there's still a gap, to be honest. I think there's still a gap. But the amount of investments in the field are closing the gaps, both in hardware, both in software. We already implemented some of it, but I don't have all the data. Where would you also see you are? So obviously for training, seeing the information, what he actually needs to do without taking the person. Remote support is a very common use case. So you would eliminate the need for flying somebody, giving the technical data, and so on. The CEO of this company was doing a technical service for a company called KLA Tenko. It's like $3 million machine, huge machines that you ship from place to place. And the cost for maintaining and cost of service is very, very expensive. If it's something simple and a local technician can put a augmented reality headset and get instructions overlaid on the real world from an expert, much better. Where else we're going to see it? Obviously, I think that the top left picture summarizes it. How do I keep information inside the organization? How do I take information and make it available for the others? That's the whole point. Especially with us, we have a lot of old workers. As mentioned, they know how to operate the machine. They're doing it efficiently. They're leaving. They have knowledge. If they're creating content in an easy creation content, that content stays. If it's reducing the human expert for training, obviously, reducing travel time, remote support, we talked about them. I want to show another use case. Every valve that we send out, we have instructions, manual instructions to how to prevent leakage. With Real Life 3D, it was first of all free, but second of all, really fast, because they're the expert in it. We turn it into an augmented reality instruction. Right? Really removing all the frictions between the reader and the actual items. And it's much more engaging, and we saw it's working really well. If it would reduce the amount of people calling our engineering, we'll see. We did other data as well. We still don't have that data, to be honest. But I saw Caterpillar, I saw ThyssenKrupp, I saw other people's data showing that the training time can be reduced significantly. Because he's not reading manuals and seeing a video. He goes to the machine and he's actually starting doing it. Other savings is not only the worker. Okay, there's huge hidden cost in the turnover of workers, as you all know, from knowledge that is lost in the production, the fact that I had to take the expert and train the other guy. There's huge amount of money and hidden costs through the training and turnover that we didn't even take into consideration. It's not only training time, it's definitely not only the fact that the worker is going to leave and his pension and so on. To summarize Real Life 3D and the importance of good training, here's a short video that I hope will
Das hier ist mein Sektor. Das hier ist das wichtigste Gerät des Küstenwächters. Das Gerät und das Gerät. Überlebensradar.
Mayday, Mayday. Hello, can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you... Over. We are sinking. We are sinking.
Hello? This is the German Coast Guard.
We are sinking. We're sinking.
What are you thinking about?
So the importance in good training. To be honest, what we saw in the video, this is the real training that's happening today. They get also another manual, but somebody sits and teach them. It's gonna, AR can change it and augmented reality can change it. I still have 1 minute, so I want to show another use case of AI for quality control. QC is another startup that we invested in, strictly AI. What they're doing is supervised learning. They're taking data from quality control and taking the data from the machine to basically alert us before time when we're producing an item that the quality control would probably say it's not passing quality. Okay, it would significantly reduce the amount of time we need to go back into the machine to check each item. It's a CNC machine, so metal parts come out every few seconds, minutes, or something like that. And a worker comes every 10 items, every 2 items, every 1 item, depending on the item, and checks it. If we can reduce that time, it really would help us. Let me skip on QC and simply say, thank you so much. I'm sure there are companies here that if we partner together, we can do amazing stuff together, either with the startups and the Industry 4.0 startup scene in Israel, or with Hamlet. So don't hesitate to contact me. Ragmon Porat, looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.